The goal of this video is for you to be able to write the equation of a line given 2 points, but you want to be able to do this by using a table. So for example, find the equation of the line going through the point 2, 1 and the point -6, -3. Okay? So what I'm going to do is actually put those 2 points in my table. So the point 2, 1 has an x value of 2 and a y value of 1. So that goes in my table. Okay? The point -6, -3 has an x value of -6 and a y value of -3. Okay? Two things I need for my equation are the slope and the y-intercept. Let's start with the slope. You know that the slope is change in y over change in x. So when I look at my table and I think about my change in y, to go from 1 to -3, I'm going back 4. So my change in y is -4 over my change in x. Going from the point 2 to -6, to go from 2 to -6, you're going to subtract 8. So change in x is -8. Okay? So as I decrease my y value by 4, I decrease my x value by 8. Okay? We can simplify that and think about if I decrease my y value by 2, if I cut that in half, I'm going to decrease this and cut it in half and decrease by 4. I can simplify it even further. If I decrease by 1 for my y value, I'm going to decrease by 2 for my x value. Okay? We're going to use that information to get our y-intercept. So our y-intercept is the point where your x value is 0, because that's where it crosses the y-axis. So looking at my table, do we see where x is 0? We see where x is 2, and we see where x is -6. But we know if we decrease our y value by 1, we're going to decrease our x value by 2. So let's draw in a table here. So if my x value is 2 and my y value is 1, if I decrease my y value by 1, so I'm decreasing this by 1, 1 minus 1 is 0. Okay? That means I'm going to decrease my x value by 2. So 2 minus 2 is 0. So I decrease this by 1 as I decrease this by 2. Okay? Because that's my rate of change. That was my slope. So that means when my x value is 0, my y value is 0 as well, which means that my y-intercept is 0. To write that in equation, remember that y equals your slope times x plus your y-intercept. So your slope here is -1 over -2, or to simplify that even further, you could just say 1 over 2 x plus 0, because that's your y-intercept.